What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. So looking at the Bitcoin price chart, the BLX, we can see dating back to 2010. Now Bitcoin was born in 2009 of January. That was the Genesis block, the first block of Bitcoin ever created. Then we had our first Bitcoin halving approximately November 2012. And notice right on this vertical line, I mapped that Bitcoin halving where the rewards get cut in half. And historically, based off of these three Bitcoin halvings, November 2012, July 2016, May 11th, 2020, they have led to a nice bull run. So Bitcoin is born back here, 2009, goes on a parabolic rise, then a 93% crash. And even from this halving date, Bitcoin still did a 100x return, or 11,000% pump. And actually, in the middle of the bull run, notice that we did do approximately, let's say, a 75% crash, before going up another 1,700%. Then after the top in 2013, we can see a big old bear market, a multi-year bear market until the next Bitcoin halving in July of 2016. And as you can see, that led to another beautiful rise, followed by an 84% crash. Then we finally thought we were out of it, and then we did a 72% crash. Then the Bitcoin halving came in May of 2020, leading to another bull run. Beautiful Bitcoin pump, followed by over a 50% crash. And then after that, Bitcoin goes on to set a new all-time high price. Now thus far, Bitcoin has done a 74% crash wick to wick. So could this 74% crash be like something that we witnessed in previous cycles in the middle of the bull run? Or are we going to be following different fractals that we witnessed in previous cycles? Stair steps down, and then a recovery? Do we still have a crash to go? Or are we at the point where the market is going to get a retracement? This website is called Buy Bitcoin Worldwide on the Bitcoin clock, and we can see 618 days until the next Bitcoin halving. Next up, before we dive into the XRP price chart, we have this, John E. Deaton. Can anyone visit DeatonLawFirm.com? And as you can see, my page is not working either. So the same exact month that the SEC is trying to get him off the case, his website appears to be down. Hashtag I don't trust the SEC. Also, we have X_Anderson pointing out a few of the power players behind the company Ripple. Now this is on Ripple.com, looking at the company and leadership and the board of directors. And as we scroll down, we can see the board of directors, including Craig Phillips, 35 years experience, senior roles at BlackRock, one of the companies that essentially owns the world. And Craig Phillips actually served as counselor to the Secretary of the Treasury, Steven Mnuchin, where he oversaw domestic finance. Next up, we also have Sandy O'Connor. In her 30-year career, she was Chief Regulatory Affairs Officer for JP Morgan. She led engagement with G20 policymakers. She supported the integrity and efficiency of capital markets as the chair of the Federal Reserve Board's Alternative Reference Rates Committee. Super powerful. Oh, speaking of that, Rosie Rios right here, 30 years of experience as well. The 43rd Treasurer of the United States. And Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States, has her signature on trillions of dollars in circulation today. And next up, Michael Warren. And Warren served in the administrations of not one, but two U.S. presidents. He was senior advisor of the White House Presidential Personnel Office during President Barack Obama's first term. And during the Clinton administration, he was the executive director of the National Economic Council. And that's just to name a few that are board members. We have some heavy hitters in leadership and of course advisors, such as Christopher Giancarlo, who is the former CFTC chairman. Also looking at Ripple's website, When Liquidity Hub. Next up, the XRP price chart on the 3-day, we can see back in 2013, big old pump followed by a 95% crash, then a big retracement, then another crash, trending sideways, a huge wick to the downside that acted as a double bottom right at that level, and then boom. And then XRP rocketed over 100,000%. So after the rocket, notice that we did a 96% crash wick to wick. Very similar to this. Then we have a retracement. We had a retracement, followed by a cup and multiple crashes, followed by a cup and multiple crashes. Now, of course, history is never the same, but I do believe we could see a rhyme in the future. Notice this is the retracement after this first crash. I did the same thing. We have the crash, then the retracement. Jed McCaleb is done selling his XRP. We have the Ripple lawsuit heating up. We have Flare Network set to go live. We have XLS20 coming for the XRP ledger. Will there be a catalyst in the future? And historically, the best time to buy XRP is when we're down 95%, such as here and here. And to me, it's absolutely fascinating that we have a double bottom at this level and this level at the same exact level before we rocket. Now, speaking of developers and the importance of having them in the blockchain world, Ripple the company back in March commits 1 billion XRP to the XRP Ledger developer programs. We also know last year Ripple launched a $250 million creator fund. This is $250 million. to invest in the tokenization of the future in NFTs. And the stats still stand. 10% of the world's GDP will be tokenized by 2027, less than 6 years away. Now, this is a quote from last year from the CEO of Algorand. We can see he recently summarized the issue stating, "There's something in the neighborhood of 100,000 developers working on blockchain today. There's close to 20 million developers worldwide who aren't. Developer experiences need to improve dramatically for mainstream applications to take hold." Now, I know this was in 2021, but I don't think we're even at 1 million developers working on blockchain today. And it's our job to spread the word about DLT, making accessibility to SDKs so much easier so that we can get those 20 more million people building. I shared this today related to Casper Network and SpaceX. If you're curious, this is right on Casper's website under the blogs if you want to go to their website and look at the KuCoin AMA. So as we know, WISEKEY is partnered with Casper. Now, this is a NASDAQ traded company, by the way, and they've been on the news multiple times, and they've also highlighted Casper and at Davos, the 1% of the 1% highlighting Casper Network and Casper Labs. Now, as we know, they're using Casper Network for their NFTs. And one great use case is this. If you want to learn more, this is on my second channel. I only have about 8,000 subscribers. If you could subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I show a quick slideshow showing SpaceX, WISEKEY, and Casper and the utility of Casper NFTs. This is not some useless JPEG. NFTs are going to be changing the game in terms of supply chain management. Of course, patent records are already on Casper's blockchain today, making patent records tradable and traceable. So we have this YSAT.space constellation they launched with SpaceX that enables the direct connection of satellites to Internet of Things devices. WISEKEY will soon have so many satellites in orbit that data from IoT devices anywhere on the world can be saved and protected on the blockchain. I don't want to read this word because then YouTube will shadow ban me, but right here, health providers knowing the location of supply of medicine, of anything like that, and whether or not the box has been opened or compromised, if they're storing it in the right temperature. And data stored on the Casper blockchain provides critical, reliable communication on the location and condition of goods in the supply chain. So go to Casper Network's website, go to their blogs, and you can see, let's see, right here, this is the AMA. And I'm telling you, this is jam-packed with information, jam-packed with partnerships, jam-packed with utility, talking about their ecosystem, their DeFi ecosystem. I'll probably do a dedicated video just to really explain what sets Casper apart from other layer ones. I love Ethereum, I like AVAX, I like Algorand, but they don't check off all the boxes like Casper does. And Casper, for example, is one of the few that is actually intelligently going after the enterprise software spending and the CAGR. They see the annual growth. A huge opportunity. And why do you think that IBM right here, this is one of the only crypto projects that IBM has ever specifically named and actually mentioned partnering with on their website ever? Why were they highlighting Casper Labs at Davos with this Hyperledger partnership? Knowing that Casper has NDAs with Fortune 500 companies, a huge telecom giant, even in the, what is that called, in India, Telangana, also the city of Fuzhou, China for smart cities, they're building. Casper's mainnet is just over 1 year old. I don't want to wait, but I have to be patient. I'm going to go over the price charts in the next video because this is getting way too long. So we have Chainlink on the top, we have API3 on the bottom. Now notice Chainlink from the inception of the Coinbase listing was in this structure for over 600 days. And from that high to the low, taking off at the 236, it still did a double top at the 3618, then reaching a full 34 extension. From the all-time low price of Chainlink in roughly 3-4 years, we did over a 400x return, reaching a 34 extension. Now, API3 and Casper are two examples of assets that are well-funded, well-backed, but they have yet to break their all-time high price. They're still well below retracements, and I'll talk about the tokenomics of API3 in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. All links can be found in the YouTube video description. Greatly appreciate anybody that likes and subs, and I'll see you in the next one.